Hello friends. The preliminary examination is over and we are moving to the second stage, the mains part, which is very important and key for your ranking. And in this series of videos, we will make each and every point as clear as possible. For example, how the flow of answers should be, how the structuring should be, what data, where to get those data, how do you incorporate flow charts, diagrams inside your answer, how do you structure an answer, what are all the book list needed, what is important for ethics, how do you write an answer in ethics, how to deal with case studies, everything we will see, but one by one. So in this first, for example, what I have done is that I have taken a question directly from paper 2, GS paper 2 2020. It was kind of a tough paper or a tough question. I am going to address that in a live session, or in, for example, how do you structure a live answer. I will try to write that answer and show you how to structure that. And in the group, for example, in the Minds of Aspirant group, I have already put the question in the morning itself, and I will put the answer which I wrote. So physical answer which I wrote, I will put that there, and I will also put the best answer, because some students have sent me really very nice answers. It was very bad, it was better, so it is better, you can follow those answers as well. So I'll put those answers as well. See how innovation is done, how we can contribute to the answer. That is how you should think. So if I say something, that is not the end of it. So like the students who have sent me, you should also add points. So in the comment section also you can add more points. This mains examination is a collective effort, my friends. It is not a one person thing. Do not keep the points to yourself. Share the points. We will share it together. We will face this mains together. We will face how to approach a mains answer writing together. So let us go into the video. How to write a mains answer is what we in writing mains answer, you would have heard about something called as keyword. What is that keyword? Or second, you would have heard about using flow charts, or how to use those flow charts. Third, data. So you should present. So many would have said that you should give data for the questions. What does that data mean? Fourth, you would also have heard about flow of answer, or how do you have that flow. Fifth important point is structuring of answer or answer structure. These five keywords you would have heard in mains answer writing. But what we will see now is how to use these things, how to use all these things in an answer. So with that live example, I would show you how an answer is written. And if you see, I have written this answer, I would be posting this answer in the group. So there is a Minds of Aspirant group, which is the link is in the description. I would post my answer and some of the good answers that I have gotten from many of the students. I would post them, or the best of the one, and we will see how to write. So how to write, and if you see, I'll show you with an example how do you put all these things into an answer, and I will also show you real time what problem will come. Because see, just by saying write these answers, have these keywords, that does not work. How does the real time problem, what happens and what and all mistakes we will do in the answer, is what we will see in this video. Also have a live example and we will try to solve this. So the live example is this 2000. So this is a 2020 question paper, 2020 GS paper 2 question paper. You please check this question. Judicial legislation. It is about judicial legislation is antithetical to the doctrine of separation of powers as envisaged in the Constitution. This context justify the filing of large number of public interest litigations. praying for guidelines to the executive authorities. So it was a 15-mark question, words 250, time. So what I have done is that as we are starting right now, see, this is a gradual process. Starting right now, we may take a little bit higher amount of time, so do not worry. The key is to understand and try to come along with this answer writing process. So what are all the, so first thing, what are all the keywords? There are so many keywords here. The basic keywords is this doctrine of separation of powers. This is the point you should note. This question, separation of powers, what it means. So what they are asking. So first thing, you have to know what they are asking. Second is what they are saying is that judicial legislation is antithetical, and sometimes UPSC will ask some kind of tough words, so it is basically judicial activism. Let us have that, or judicial legislation. Okay, whatever you would have studied it as judicial activism. What is antithetical? This is a kind of a tough thing in UPSC hall. We might not know what is the exact meaning of this. So anyone knows a little bit of Hindi, please look at the Hindi translation. Usually the Hindi translation will give a better idea rather than antithetical. Searching for the meaning of antithetical, the Hindi word will be a better translation of this word. But antithetical is opposite. Okay, you should know antithetical. Okay, opposite. So third important word. So here third important word is this public interest litigation. So these are the three things that we have to address. We have to address what is the separation of power, how is judicial activism antithetical to the separation of powers, how does this public interest litigation help in solving all these problems which we are going to see. So how do you structure an answer now? So we have gotten the keywords. Now I'll tell you how to structure an answer, how to include those flow charts and things like that in the answer. So first we'll go into the, so this is a 20 marker question. So this is a 20 marker question. So 20, sorry, this is a 15 mark question. Pardon me. This is a 15 mark question. So it will have 3 pages, 3 A4 size pages. The dimensions are in the internet. You can get the dimensions. So 3 pages we have tried. So first what I will address. So first thing in the question, if you had seen how I have divided the things, is that separation of powers. So I should tell the examiner what is separation of powers. Am I making sense? Because the examiner is saying separation of powers. So I should be able to tell the judicial legislation is antithetical to separation of power given in the constitution. So I should tell the examiner, see, this is what. And another thing I'll tell you, it is not that each word by word this is how you have tried. No, I am saying understand the logic and the context. The word or the statement says separation or judicial legislation is antithetical to separation of powers. So what separation of powers in the constitution. So what I will do, Article 50. So, have you seen this article? Article 15 in the Constitution, which says that separation of judiciary from executive is essential. Judiciary and executive is essential. Have you not seen this in the DPSP? So, Directive Principles of State Policy has this article. So, the question says judicial activism is antithetical to this DP or separation of powers. So we will start with separation of powers, explaining the examiner that yes, Article 15 is in judiciary, and they want this. Sorry, Article 15. 50 is in constitution, and it asks for the separation of judiciary and executive, which is in the DPSP. Why? And see, when you say tell some 1 or 2 points. For example, I will tell why this is done. And you, if you know the name of the person who gave this Montesquieu, this is well and good. Spelling, please do check. If you know the name of the person, why history and all, you do not know also, okay. But at least if you know that the separation of power theory was given by this Montesquieu philosopher, public administration or political science option might know this name, but others, if you do not know also, it's okay. So leave that. But writing Article 50 is very important. Article 50 is very, very important. Separation of power means Article 50. Okay, that everyone should know. But when you write this, you should not stop with this. You should say why it is right, why it was done. It was done to prevent prevent concentration of power, prevent concentration of power. See, just two points are ensuring liberty. Where did I get this liberty? Did you not see 2021 question paper preliminary examination? There is a topic called as liberty in democracy. In that, answer is separation of powers, SOP. Am I making, see, this is the point. Whatever you read, try to include that. Make the answer live. So the UPSC itself is saying for liberty in a liberal democracy, separation of power is essential. So write Montesquieu, write prevention of concentration of power, ensuring liberty. So by this, so you have established the fact that a separation of power is in constitution. Power, can you not write three pillars of democracy? uh, Three pillars of democracy. Have you not heard about this three pillars? Or there are four pillars in a democracy. In that, can you not write, for example, make a flow chart like this and put here parliament, parliament, and then executive. So in answer sheet it will come a little bit better. Here I am trying to adjust to everything. Judiciary, so you should understand that I'm trying to put it in a very closed space, but in answer sheet it will come. But three pillars of democracy. But now what is the difference between your answer and the next person's? See, this is the difference, Parliament, do you have an article? Article 79. This is a constitution question. Article 79, if you write, will it not look good? And can you not explain that it is Lok Sabha plus Rajya Sabha? Look good. You are writing three pillars of democracy, parliament, yes. But when you write data, this is what is data, no? What is provision of data? So, which question wants which data? It's up to you. Okay, it's up to you. But when you are writing parliament, can you not write? Then the next. So here you have to say it is lawmaking body. Here you have to say lawmaking body. Next in executive. So article 50, 50, and here you write president president and officers subordinate to them. So article 50. Here judiciary, what is that article? Article 124, Supreme Court. So for High Court, please see these articles may actually we can forget it, but major articles like for example 79, Article 53, Article 124 could be remembered. So we have established the fact that I will also put this answer. So do not worry, I'll put the answer in the group. So Article 124, judicial legislation. So we have established the fact. See, this is the point. First thing, we are establishing a fact that separation of power is in constitution and it is very essential part. Okay. Next keyword, judicial legislation. Judicial, what they have said, judicial legislation. Okay, judicial legislation is antithetical to separation of powers. Please do write the full form. I am because of the space I am not able to write. But second point we have to address, second key, that is what the flow. This is what is called as the flow. First one, we are addressing separation of powers, then we are telling the examiner, yes, it is in constitution, but yes, you are right, it is kind of an antithetical scheme where, for example, why it is antithetical, you have to say it over. See, what are the reasons? So when there is a judicial legislation or judicial activism, you think about it. It overburdens the administration, right? See, administration has so many problems, but when judiciary also oversteps and starts making strictures and so many other things, it overburdens the administration. Second, again it is, see, it is again concentration of power, right? Why they have separated is that this concentration of power should not happen. That is why the framers of the constitution have a separate article. Third, see, when I wrote, I actually in my answer paper, I could think about the two problems in this. You can think about what are other problems. So put it in the comment section. So this is how we have to get points. Judicial activism is antithetical to, or judicial legislation is antithetical to separation of powers. Overburdens the administration, concentration of power. What are the other problems? Put it down. But but antithetical to separation of powers. But if you happen to see this question, they are saying in the context of filing large public interest petitions issued for issuing guidelines. So you have to not discuss. See, this is the key. They are not asking judicial legislation is a problem to separation of. They are asking in relation to the public interest litigation. So next point in the flow, what you have to say is that judicial legislation is a problem. But you come to PIL. Now we have to start indicating the fact that PIL may be important. So you have to come. But India is still a large country where weaker sections are exploited. Weaker sections are exploited. uh, See, in answer writing you can write example, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, women, so many are exploited, right? So in India it is a very large country. Second, environment gets exploited. Environment gets exploited. So and many other see again, but see, they have to now justify why PIL is there. Antithetical to judicial legislation, yes, that we have written, overburdens concentration of power. But now we are going to the next step, public interest litigation. So we have to justify things, right? But in that justification, you have to see, this is the point. In that justification, just by writing because of weaker section are there exploited environment, it will look good, okay. But if you give constitutional angle, what is that constitution angle means? Because of this exploitation, the Supreme Court has devised a methodology called as public interest litigation. Using what? Using the following articles. So in writing you can make a very detailed answer, but I'm giving the flowchart. Using the following articles, Supreme Court has given PIL. What is the following article? Article 39A. So have you seen this article? It is the article in DPSP. It was added in the 42nd. So 42nd Amendment Act, 39A, that legal remedy be present for anyone if they are economically or socially weaker. So in the sense that they are not able to get judicial or justice because of their economic or social status, you can actually give them. That is what is the DPS. Next, article 149 and 142. What they say is that this is a Supreme Court article. What they say is that if there is any, if there is anything in front of the Supreme Court needing justice, the Supreme Court is well within its boundary to give justice to whatever measure it thinks is fit. So can we not write these two articles? It will look good, no? So when you and you put now PIL, so one flow chart, right? So from this article, and reason, you have written the reason, right? India is a big country, everything you have to. Next, the PIL. Next, you just mark here what, environment protection and rights based. What are all the PIL? rights based, weaker section. So many things are there, right? So now you have given a prelude. Now you have said that yes, this PIL is very essential. So next you come, now you come to this, now you come to the third page. So here you write the PIL. So here you start writing why PIL is very essential, and you should understand live example. If you are able to, this is why reading, I kept saying that reading paper is very important, my friends. You will not get all these things in materials. Why reading paper will be essential is that you will understand that, for example, Vishaka judgment. Okay, Vishaka judgment was given by the Supreme Court, and it is termed as judicial activism because at that time no law was there. But Vishaka judgment in the 1990s, they gave this judgment, as a result of which now Sexual Harassment Prevention Act, Sexual Harassment Prevention at Workplaces, workplace in prevention, this is Prevention Act 2013, that is in Workplace Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act, now has been passed based on the Vishaka judgment. So PIL. Next, uh, many under trials were released. Under trials. See, sometimes what are all these under trials? They would have done very small things, but they would be languishing in the jail for so long that they would not be released. And this is against justice, and this was brought in front of the Honorable Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court released all these under trials, released them. And you know what? The conditions in jail, so many times the conditions in jail and the harassment which happens in jail or in the lockup, so many movies you would have seen this lockup death and many other things did happen, and Supreme Court used its PIL or the power using PIL to remove or justify or what not justify, to remove those problems. Fourth, environment. One environment angle you can have. One environment angle is that see the Taj Mahal and many other examples. This is in paper. It comes in paper every day. The Taj Mahal was actually getting because of pollution. Because of pollution, Taj Mahal was getting a very bad state, getting into a bad state. The Supreme Court said, or there was now industries have some boundaries, near, if there are any industries near to that Taj Mahal, now they have boundaries for emission of waste and something like that, including in discharge in Yamuna. So it is PIL. Fifth, you can also talk about scheduled tribes. For example, scheduled tribe displacement. Scheduled tribe displacement. Supreme Court has now, or this Forest Rights Act came later, but the Supreme Court has given so many verdicts for their prevention, and elections. You should write about elections. See, all these you would have seen that assets of candidates or their antecedents. That is, antecedents means what they have done. So what their prior things and their wealth, yeah, wealth and criminal cases if there is any. See, all these criminal cases if there is any. What the Supreme Court said was that publish them, publish them. See, earlier it was not there. It was because of the public interest litigation which was done. Supreme Court and the Election Commission had given all these direction that we have to give asset or a declaration of asset, antecedents, wealth, and criminal cases, but it was not made at all. But what happened was Supreme Court gave this direction, and it is now changed. But now come to, and you should actually, so for example, you should not end with this. So my handwriting is a very large handwriting, so that is why I was in 3 papers, I was not able to fill. But now you have to say way forward, right? Conclusion or way forward. Way forward is, for example, how these PILs should be regularized. PILs are now, for example, they are putting it for so many reasons. Now they have to be regular, they have to be proper. Frivolous cases and all should not be entertained. It wastes the time of the court, many other things. So, way forward. So, you should So if you conclude like this, my friends, you think about it, you conclude like this, and this is what is called as answer writing. In this answer writing, we have seen every, or how do you structure, how do you structure, how do you make that flow, how do you use, that is what, how do you use flow chart, how do you use flow chart, how do you use data, many things we saw. See, this is the live thing, and I will put that. So what I have done is, I wrote this and I have put it in the screen. I will put the written answer in the group, so it will be in the group Minds of Aspirant, the link will be there. But see this answer, my friends, see this answer once, in the sense that the answer should have a structure, framework, data flow and everything. And this is how mains answer is written, my friends. So if you had liked this video and you want to make more such videos, please do like it, share it and subscribe it, and put down your comments in the comment section. Put down what we can do, or how do you want other things, what other things you want. I will keep making such videos. Mains answer, as I promised, will be a very big focus of this preparation from now. So all the best, and good night.